It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Nessie. Hello, Nessie. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We got a little bit to go over here. I guess we'll start off with the OMI. And then as far as the OMI goes, we'll go in and see what the volume is, see where it places in the CoinGecko ratings, because that's usually, we're usually at like 250, give or take. We are down 2.1% today, number 269 on CoinGecko, and we have 894,000 in volume. So despite having a little bit more volume than usual, it is still down. We are at 00058. I had a buddy of mine ask me before, it's like, hey, how long do you think we still have before OMI starts to go up, before OMI starts to move? I was like, well, that's a very loaded question. So without going into any crazy detail, and most of the stuff that I've said prior, I should forget what I said. Let me read it. Let me read the message that I hath written. Oh, I meant to send another message. I never sent it. So it says, there's likely a couple months before the big catalyst happen. Rollout of Veveverse, in exchange, MCP specific drops, and bronze ticket crafting will all most likely happen in Q2. The music vertical, I'm guessing, would be announced in Q1, as Veve is heading to South by Southwest Music Festival, which is in March. But so far, the only panel they're speaking on is the one with Marvel. And I will get to the one with Marvel in a little bit, but this is really just about OMI right now. I said they'll be talking about new things with Marvel, and Veve will be doing together moving forward. And again, I will get to that a little bit later. Yada, 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 speculation. Be advised, Veve can roll out all of these things by April and May, April or May, and the price might not skyrocket yet. Marketing, I think, really needs to be done. Last time they had top-tier influencers talking about Veve and OMI. Once the narrative changes back to digital collectibles, they won't need to market as much, but until then, I would like to see them start with something. We only had about 17,000 monthly active users in December, whereas this time last year, we had over 30,000 monthly active users. This is because of the bear market, but I would like it if that number didn't go down much lower. That being said, it looks like we are getting a rate cut this quarter instead of a rate hike, part of Biden's plan to run the economy and markets, that in conjunction with Bitcoin ETFs being already approved, Ethereum ETFs going to be approved in May, and the Metaverse and AI narrative coming around again. I think by midsummer is when we really start to take off. Those rate cuts are key to people borrowing again. And I said, all that being said, markets will market, and there's always a small chance that stuff just pops off for no reason, and we might start to move before any of that happens. Again, markets market. It is, oh, it is warm in here. I'm gonna, oof. I guarantee I'll get cold, and I'll put that back on in a minute. But let's see how OMI did against the rest of the markets here. Again, OMI down 2.1% over the last day. It's relatively flat. Bitcoin and ETH are the same. BNB's up 1.5%. XRP's up 2.1%. Cardano's up 1.7%. And Dogecoin up 14%. So shout out to them. But outside of Doge being I don't know why Elon tweeted about it again. Most of the rest of the top 50 are not above or below 1%, with the exception of, every now and then you have something like the graph, GRT up about 5%. But for the most part, it's been a fairly even day, the last 24 hours, just weekend vibes, not really doing much. But let's get to some of the news here, because we do have a bit to go over. All right, yep, told you all about the app update, Harry Potter World, Ed, Edd n Eddy, bought a little flow. Oh God, look how hot I was in 2017. There. Anyway, now where was I? Roblox. Okay, so Roblox, which called itself the Metaverse in its IPO filing, now has more monthly active users. They have 355 million of the active users than the entire population of the US, according to rtrack_live. This may surprise anyone who believed Meta led Metaverse development. It never has. So this is coming from Wagner James AU. Talking about Metaverse platform Roblox now has more monthly active users than people living in the US. Now, granted, most of those are kids. Most of those are kids that, I don't know, like 12 years old, 14 years old, watching PewDiePie. That type of thing is, but again, kids are something like, how did Among Us become super, super popular? and Fortnite. It's just kids playing with their V-Bucks. Like, I would love to see Veve, by Christmas time, in 11 months from now, in like CVS's and Walmart's and 7-Elevens, like, oh, hey, guess what? We have gift cards for gems. Spend this $20, give it to someone as a stocking stuffer so that they get 20 gems, 50 gems, however much, and they can put it into the account. And again, I know I really want referral codes. I really want the ambassador program to roll out because, probably gonna need that cheddar. But for the most part, I would really like something like that where you could gift this to people. I mean, if we don't have transfers, which we'll likely have transfers again at some point, that's probably going to be the next best thing. Let us buy stuff for people. Let us as YouTubers do giveaways. Like, oh, hey, on a random Sunday, after football ends in the next couple weeks, I'll go and be like, hey guys, now the football's over, come watch me live, and we'll do giveaways. And I think that type of thing. Like, speaking of giveaways, we have a master collector giveaway, which it's not mine, it's from Veve. They go on and say, this is from Josh7291, saying, hey, Master Collector, we're excited to share some love and appreciation for the best collectors on the planet. That's you. What's happening? We're rolling out a random prize sweepstakes exclusively for our top tier Master Collectors. Why? Because you're awesome and we think you deserve some extra fun and surprise. Stay tuned. This is just the start. Keep your eyes peeled for more cool prizes and exclusive opportunities coming your way. Thanks for making Veve amazing with your passion and dedication. You guys rock. And then he puts a goat emoji. So why is this something that is... One, it incentivizes people to become master collectors. One of the prizes, I think, is just 50 gems. So, like, okay, how much do you have to spend to become master collector? Likely several $1,000s. But how much does that reward you? Again, you get MCP points, which is fine. I know you can't use those right now, but you will eventually. Like, they're not going to add something in. They're not going to waste precious time and people. That's payroll. That's their run rate. They're not going to go and do that unless it's something productive that we're going to use long term. So that's something there's more than one reason to go and become a master collector. In the same way where Vegeta comes back after Goku has his like heart attack, and Vegeta's like, or Krillin says, I thought you had to be pure of heart to become Super Saiyan. And Vegeta's like, afraid not. There's more than one way to reach the goal. There's more than one reason to become a master collector. But let me get back to the news that I was trying to get at beforehand. Okay, Jack Sparrow. Ooh, I have some... we had Shane over and I'll go over this again when I do an Earth 2 video. But we had Shane from Earth 2. He had like a 1.5-minute video going on saying, I've looked at other metaverses and you have these things like sandals that are going for $800. And those sandals, what I think he was talking about was the Le Bouton sandals, the one that Queen Veve had, like the super awesome shoes. She had that at the New York party along with Fendi, that's Dan Crowther's wife, and I think Crystal Hefner had that. There's somebody else that had it, maybe Jillian Green. There was just like 3 big people that just really had that, and they were like a couple $1,000s, but now they're like around 800. So I think that's what Shane was referencing, where he was going and saying, hey, I've gone on and looked at other metaverses, meaning Veve, because we do have the Veveverse coming out. And referencing the sandals that were like $800, which again, the Louboutin shoes. And he was just saying, hey guys, we sent out things for like $3, please be impressed that we're giving these digital collectibles away for $3. I thought that was cool, but I thought it was also really cool that he mentioned Veve. I hear people are absolutely blown away at the Apple Vision Pro. That Apple Vision Pro starts getting to people on February 2nd. People are already buying it on eBay for like $4,800. Like they retail at $3,500, going to like $4,800. Apple's already made like 300 something million on those Apple Vision Pros already. They are, oh my god! So people are super excited about it. And again, once they go and oh god, I'm done. Once they go and they start making revenue and people start going and saying, oh, hey, look what my Apple Vision Pro can do. I don't know when. I'm going to say by summer, Veve is on Apple Vision Pro, and you have people discovering Veve organically. saying, what is this? Oh, they might not even know they're NFTs. They might just say like, oh, I could get Elsa, and you don't need a golden moment, moments Elsa. It's like, oh, this Elsa is the thing that my daughter loves for, or granddaughter loves for whatever reason, and they'll go and they'll buy it. They will have no idea that it's a main partner with Disney. They have no idea that it's going to be that it's an NFT. It's a limited amount. They won't care about serial number at first. I'm just going to have people find that independently. They'll search for it, and then hopefully they'll find me. Smash that like button. Yep, amazing so far. Rally reports. My God, I don't know why I can't get rid of this cough. Rally reports that the Harry Potter franchise has earned over $34 billion since 1997, but its largest source of revenue is not films or books. It's from merch and video game sales, which account for 10.6 billion in earnings. If we can get Harry Potter, whenever that comes to us, we're only going to add to that number. It's a big reason for them to go and send out the NFTs. Sandshrew. Pikachu. Sorry, dude, Gilmore Girls is wild sometimes. I had to take a screenshot of that. I talked about Quid already, and I talked about them not getting licenses, or licenses leaving, most likely to Veve. Donald Trump's trading card team is going to release official Trump trading cards on Bitcoin ordinals, so that's really cool. Shout out to him for that. I hear you. Fine. All right. So Sleep in Comics, the man, has gone on and posted just a quick trick in order to finding undervalued comics. He goes and says the trick is to find the tier C as in Charlie and D as in Delta, those comics before they become tier B and tier A comics. One of those things was it Cad Bane? Oh no, one of those things was oh God, who's that general from Star Wars? I'm gonna go look at this here. He's like Sidious is like second in command next to Vader. But General Star Wars, and it's gonna be not General Grievous. Grand Admiral Thrawn, that's who it was. So this happened with Grand Admiral Thrawn in Star Wars. Like Sleep in Comics was going and buying Grand Admiral Thrawn comics years ago because he just really, really liked him, thought it was a super popular character when he was just new and nobody knew who he was. Fast forward like 20 years later, maybe not that long, fast forward X amount of years later, and now boom, everyone loves Thrawn. Why? Because people are into the lore, people were into the Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars, the Clone Wars, that animated series that was out in the mid-2000s, and people got to really know him. And then he was in the Ahsoka series. It's been whispered around for a while. He'll be in other movies. Like he might be in the Mandalorian and Grogu Star Wars movie. He'll just be in other projects. So people are starting to really, really love him. Again, these things tend to take time. 10 years ago, it was not cool to collect Pokemon cards, but there we were 10 years ago collecting Pokemon cards. It's not something that it got cool in like maybe 2016 because everyone was playing Pokemon Go. But after it had that pump, it went down. And then why did it go down? Because it was not artificial. It was a gully. Again, there's buyer's markets and seller's markets. And in 2017, 2018, it was buyer's market. And it was buyer's market for years. It had that pump in 2016, maybe early 2017. And then 2017, 2018, 2019, it was just a buyer's market. People were just like, it was, God, could you imagine the FUD? It took forever to sell Charizards. It took forever to and these are like the big cards that now, go for six figures. But the reason I bring this up is because we've had a lot of sales on Veve recently. We've had and not just like normal, we had the crafting event today. I think Veve made like $6,000 on that. The Happy Tree Friends crafting event. Marvel Mighties, they make $100,000, each drop, whatever. It's not anything like that. It's more along the lines of, hey, the one of 7 Aston Martin sold for 5 figures, sold for like $12,000. Or the partner statue, which retails for about 2,000, 2,100. And then what usually happens? Well, if I'm okay, it's an ultra rare, so it should be like 4x the price should be a sub 100. So like $8,800. And we did have two sub 100 sale today, but I'll get to that in a minute. You have the 1923 partner statue sold for $25,000. You know, that that's not insignificant. That is something that is truly significant, and it cannot be ignored. And then you have today partner statues. There was one of them that was like for like 7,900. I was like, oh, that should sell, and it did sell. And then there was one that was on there for a couple minutes. It was like, I don't know, like $5,000. It was like more than double the price of the floor. I think that had to be a deal that was set up outside the app, and like, okay, I'll list it, because it was not on there long. Because if it was, somebody would have gone on and sniped that real quick, and maybe that's what happened. Maybe they did. They just saw it was liquid enough. And that's why it's always good to be liquid for at least a couple $1,000s, 5, 10 grand, because sometimes you find deals like that. A sub 100 partner statue. Again, two of them sold today. So to have a sub 100 partner statue, I can actually go and see who bought them. Usually every few hours, Stacker goes and updates that. So we should be able to see it. If I go and type on Stacker and I type in partners, why is it unable to search? Oh, okay. All right. Collections. I can just go to the Stacker homepage, and then I can search partners. Bruh, why are you unable to search? Okay, maybe I can go to dashboard here. Search NFTs. Okay. Sorry, this is taking so long. Waltz. Okay, we're gonna go to the leaderboards. I guess we won't go to leaderboards. Partner statue. Okay, here we go. We're on the Stacker. We're on the partner statue. We have, you see Dr. Profit having 400 partner statues. Heckin' nuts. Anyway, we had, number 83 was Standoff Chart. Standoff Chart bought that. Okay, so that was bought. And then the number 70 was bought to someone named Khushdi, Khushdi. So here are the names of the people that bought them. We don't know exactly the prices, but that's what it was. You see Standoff Chart down there, 3 down, and the first one is Khushdi. So again, these are people that are not going to sell. I know Standoff Chart, he ain't selling. I don't know really Khushdi, but from rumored mills, is that person is a real collector. If you're on Stacker and like you have your name on there, you're likely a real person. Let's go to Khushdi and we'll see what his he's been buying a couple of sub 100 things. All right, so he crafted today's stuff. Let's see his NFTs. He's got the number 70 partner statue. He buys a bunch of comics. He has the entire set of Marvel Mighties, the most recent one we have. He has the Walt Disney Animation Desk, a bunch of more comics. How many NFTs does he have in total? It doesn't say. He's been buying a bunch of comics though. Like here's all the comics that he's been buying, just scrolling them. It's just a lot. Anyway, moving on here. Where was I? 18 minutes. All right, we'll go to this. I want to finish the rest of this news though. Before we have Christopher Dean that had purchased a secret rare Luke Skywalker, so shout out to him. So I guess this is the point I was trying to make. Whales are going hard, and they're going hard on not just random stuff. They're going hard on some very significant items, and not just significant items, but sub 100 significant items or special mints. The person spent 25,000 on the partner statue. It was a sub 100, but it was 1923, the year that Disney was made and filed for. And the Aston Martin is just a 1 of 7. They're all significant mints. But, you see a bunch of these people going and spending 5 figures, tens of thousands. And why aren't vault values moving? Well, mostly because they're buying grails, and not everybody has grails. Most people don't. I mean, that's why they're grails. I mean, partner stash is definitely blue chip. But But if it's $2,000, that's fairly doable. I wouldn't right now consider that a grail. When you're at 10,000, like Secret Rare Miles Morales is, I think that's at like 14,000 now. That's a grail. 5 figures is a grail. That being said, the ones that are going to become grails, Riso, the Riso Batman, the gold and silver Veve logo, Secret Rare Peter Parker Spider-Man, partner statue. So all of these things that are really blue chip. I think even Superman's likely not a grail. I mean, he's a blue chip. He's Superman, the first one ever on the blockchain. He's like $300 now. He was once like $8,000. Do I think he gets to 8,000 again? We'll see. Do I think he's at least a couple $1,000s? Most likely. Anyway, we do have some other news that I want to go over here. Lomint Mick got number 78, Todd McFarlane Batman, amazing buy, and the Emperor's Fist, number 94, that was the ultra rare. Dude, some of the things that I really think are undervalued are, yes, you have, the Darth Vader ultra rare, it's animated, that's great, first appearance, but so are the common and uncommon Darth Vaders. Those are also first appearances, and even though there's 10,000 of those mints, each, I think that the sub 100s are things that are really going to pop. Because again, diluting it to having 10,000 or 15,000, however many each, that's a lot. But sub 100 is only 59. Those are going to get scooped up so quickly when the bull market happens. And there's some other. I shouldn't even say this, but Luke Skywalker rare. Again, well, the rare has like 3,500 editions. Why would you get that? It's like $40. I get it. That's a decent amount of mints. But it's, again, first appearance and it's animated. Get those sub 100s. If you don't want to get the floor and pay like $40, and then if it doubles $80, but then you have an 8.5% fee, 10% cash out fee, I get that. Not a ton there, not a ton of room for growth. But those sub 100s are gonna go super quickly, and they are, in my opinion, stupid undervalued. That. I talked about the Coinbase lawsuit the other day. I had there was a license plate that said Chucky, so I just put Chucky in front of that. And Brock McGregor hat says DJ Octo plushies are going out today. You can still order your very own adventure buddy to spin you whatever vibes you want. Go to feeshes.com/octo to grab one before the limited digital collectibles they come with disappear. Love him. He's awesome. See, 14 Tell Battles, 23. Hold on, I'm sorry. There was somebody over on TikTok talking about how one of his troops, he was a army sergeant, talking about one of his troops was like rich, and this guy called Salty SPC says, bro, in my first team, somebody in my first team got 14 million from Bitcoin. And just people like in the military are talking about like these weird people that they served with like 10 years ago were like screaming in the ear about Bitcoin, and nobody paid attention to them, and all those people are like millionaires now. It's just wild to see. Oh, who else has been screaming to buy things? And anyway, Sean Grasmick says, I did the math. I should be at 1 million points for MCP points before the end of the season. Shout out to you, Graz, who's level 56 MCP. I'm only at 55. We have Wayne or Bruce Clark Kent, who is going over and shouting out that he has Elsa number 6. This is his 6th golden moment Elsa. So shout out to him for that. And the Triple Crown Entertainment has 122 editions of Amazing Spider-Man number 14. That's the first appearance of the Green Goblin. So having 122 of those is absolutely bananas. Then you have Mr. Champ.eth that secured his 3rd partner statue earlier this week. Earlier today, he secured the Apple Vision Pro, first appearance of Walt and Mickey as a digital collectible from Disney, and Apple's first mixed reality headset. Hashtag here to stay. He's super excited. Again, I cannot get over the Matt Gondek Secret Rare that's coming out on the 26th. Everyone should go for that. Can't talk about that. Okay. Yep, not gonna do that. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine will be in Deadpool 3. Obviously, everyone knows that. That first trailer we're going to get is going to be at the Super Bowl. I think that's February 11th. Everyone should be watching that for the Marvel trailers, just for the trailer of Deadpool 3. Now, that is the only MCU movie we are going to get. just because there's just been after the pandemic, they had to just try to rush after things, and then they had the writer's strike, and everything got messed up. And I think the biggest hurt was was finding out that She-Hulk cost like $225 million to make, and almost nobody liked it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good, really fun show. But the problem is that a lot of people didn't really know who She-Hulk was. I remember seeing people being like super salty, like, "Oh, everything's got to have a girl version now." Like, "Oh, you have Hulk, you have to have a She-Hulk." I was like, "Guys, you know that She-Hulk's been a character for like decades, right?" Um, and then some of the people that just kind of knew who she was, she's Jennifer Walters, she's a lawyer, she can, whatever. They just didn't really know how she acted. And she was like the original fourth wall breaker before Deadpool. She'd been doing that for all along. So it kind of just didn't mesh with people. And then again, you have certain things in there like Megan Thee Stallion going and twerking in an episode, which I thought was fun, but people just kind of harped on that. But anyway, so Kevin Feige just goes and says, "Hey, a lot of the movies, a lot of stuff have not been doing well, just doing quality control. So only Deadpool 3 is releasing this year. We are going to get the Deadpool core. We are going to get Dogpool. I don't know if we're going to get Kidpool, but in the Deadpool core, it's Deadpool. There's Lady Deadpool. I'm hoping, really hoping Taylor Swift is playing Lady Deadpool. But there's Lady Deadpool, there's Dogpool, there's Kidpool, there's Headpool, where he's just a head. So there's a bunch of different versions. There's like there's a Galactus version of Deadpool, like Deadpool as Galactus. I don't think we'll get him because we haven't seen Galactus yet in general in the MCU, but he can be any character. So the third movie is just going to go absolutely insane, and I can wait. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Halle Berry is going to be in it as well, reprising her role of Storm. Went over that yesterday. Trial basis. Yep. Strong check. All right. So Vivi Fox has run some high-end custom analytics report on the Vivi logo using her proprietary 7-tier collector wallet segmentation. She also applied 5 other forms of segmentation based on the wallet engagement. Everyone should totally go subscribe to her and totally go and join her Patreon or whatever she has there. But basically, the higher percentage of collectible in the hands of collectors, the more likely it is to retain the intrinsic value. And the gold and silver Veve logo did very, very well on this. Again, go watch her video and go subscribe. She's awesome. Deadly combination. Yeah, so speaking of gold and silver logos, we've had over the last couple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 golden logos sell. So there's actually only 2 left at a decent price at like $4,000 and $4,400 before it jumps to like $8,000, which is just way too much. I don't see anyone paying that for it right now, unless, yeah, no, most likely not right now. Got the Earth 2 stuff. Yep. Shout out to Sean Grasmek, that passed 2,200 comics and collectibles. Dude's a mad lad. Okay, so here we go. The future of Marvel Comics, and this is probably why y'all have been clicking on this. The future of Marvel Comics, and what are they and Dan going to talk about at the South by Southwest Music Festival? Why are they there at a music festival? So I just did a quick breakdown yesterday of just what was going on, who's going to be there, what other places that they're speaking. Be advised, they're not speaking at any of, like, they're not, I don't see them being partnered there with Steve Aoki. I don't see them on any other panels. I don't even see David there. I only see Dan there speaking at this particular panel. Okay, we have the dates, we went over the basics. Now we'll get down to the nitty gritty. The speculation, but speculation backed by facts and what is most likely they're going to talk about. I don't know how many interviews ago. It was either the last interview I had with David Yu or it was one before that where I had said, "Hey, David, if you remember in the, I don't know if you watched them, but if you remember in the She-Hulk series or the Moon Knight series or the soon-to-be Daredevil Born Again series, you see QR codes in the actual show. And if you pause it at the right moment, you can go and scan it. And then what that happens is if you scan the QR code, it takes you to a link to Marvel Unlimited, where they have like a couple million users there, and you get a free comic." I thought that was cool. Do you think that we could go and ever get something like that for Veve? And he said, "I'm going to pretend we didn't ask that question." Okay, moving on. And so I moved on for several months now. And now that I see that they're going to South by Southwest Music Festival, which again, I think should be about music, and I think most of it is, but let's read the description here again. The future of Marvel Comics, X-Men, and digital comics. Okay, so just in the title alone, Marvel Comics, X-Men, and digital comics. So we have the X-Men 97 show that's coming out. We have a bunch of the X-Men movies. Again, it was also referenced in She-Hulk. Join Marvel Comics, editor-in-chief. So this isn't just a this isn't just a random person at Marvel Comics, like a writer or an artist. It's the editor-in-chief, C.B. Cebulski, and the VP executive editor, Tom Brevoort, to be the first to learn what's coming next for Marvel X-Men comics this summer. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're going to do some type of release where, hey, we're going to release the new series of X-Men, obviously paperback, going into a bunch of these stores, but then the digital. If anyone's ever bought comics in the last 10 years, you'll know you have a QR code. You can scan the physical comics QR code and you can get it so you could read it on your phone. So you don't have to worry about like ruining it. You can grab it on the go. I've seen this the last 10 years. And for me, it didn't make sense when I first saw it. Like, you have the comic in your hand. Why would you want to read it on your phone? You have the physical comic. But some kids, even though they didn't care about the quality of the comic, they would buy the physical just to scan the QR code so they could read it on their phone. Again, made no sense to me, but that's where the youth of America has been leading the last decade. So maybe now, instead of just doing a physical release in stores, they would do a combination of a physical and digital, maybe like a phygital drop. Again, for me, this is just explanation. This is just speculation here, but I'm explaining why my ideas, why I'm speculating on them. First one, what's coming for X-Men comics this summer? When everything you know, or when everything you know about mutant kind will change in X-Men. They could just be going for a reboot. A reboot could be happening, and that could be why they're wording it this way. From the ashes, hear directly from some of today's most influential and groundbreaking comic creators and how they plan to evolve the X-Men mythos and launch this new era. And in a broader conversation about the evolution of print and digital comics, join Marvel and the leaders of the revolutionary technology and digital collectibles platform, Veve, to discuss how the intersection of storytelling, this is 4 very important syllables. Okay, it's storytelling, Chavez. You tell stories. Like, why is that so significant? Let me read this again. Digital collectibles platform, Veve, to discuss how the intersection of storytelling and tech are coming together in something new ways in 2024. Now again, putting my speculation hat on for this. I have zero evidence of anything I'm about to say. But if you wind the clocks back a couple years ago, and you remember when the bat cows are being hyped up? And they're like, and they said that, oh, we're going to make 200,000 bat cows and 12,000 sold. What was one of the catalysts? What was one of the things that got really people hyped? I remember because I was having this conversation with Yo Steph. She said, listen, Randy, you get to actually be a part of the story. You get to decide where this story goes. And I was like, I get it. I understand. They were trying to have me sell OMI to go and buy a bat cow, which I never did. I still will buy a bat cow eventually, but gotta wait for OMI to go up. Anyway, that was one of the big banes, one of the big positives of the bat cows. You got to vote where the story would go. And that was such a big hype. And obviously, things kind of, didn't really work out, or not currently working out, that they might turn around. I don't know. But what if, and again, this is a huge if, what if they go and they say, hey, if you get the secret rare of this, or you get, whatever, of these comics each week or each month when they come out, you can go and cast a vote in which way the story is going to go. Like, they'll already have some pre-written stuff, and then they'll say, okay, Wolverine could do this. His son could kill him, or he could kill his son, or, they just kind of fight each other, and then X-23 comes in and breaks it up, and nothing happens. Okay, cool. You know, and people that get the secret rare of that comic on Veve might be able to go and decide. Again, I am just throwing this out there as a maybe. Something we'll shelve that for now. Something that's grounded a little bit more in reality. When I was talking to David about the QR codes, okay, you know, again, we've had it before in She-Hulk, the soon-to-be Daredevil Born Again, and then not the Eternals, um, Moon Knight, the Moon Knight series. You're able to go and scan that QR code. What if at some point you scan that QR code and you don't get a digital comic on Marvel Unlimited? What if it takes you to the Veve app? And what if you're able to go and, as long as you make an account or have an account on there, you get a free comic? The amount of users we could get. Now, Disney, obviously, they are going on and they have their stuff with Cryptoys, they have their stuff with Flow on Pinnacle. You know, they're kind of spreading the goods around. Whereas Marvel is a little more conservative, a little more old school, and they have an exclusive deal with Veve. There is no other Marvel stuff anywhere. That stuff they had with Quid years ago, those are not NFTs, and Marvel left them high and dry because the Quid CEO is a moron. But right now, they have an exclusive deal with Veve. And I would love it if Veve presses the advantage that they have of saying, look what happens to other people when they go and give their IP to other places like Recur or Quid or, you know, wherever. What happens? Doesn't do so hot, does it? Better off sticking with us. Because again, if I were Veve, I would go and say, you want to get these favorable terms in now, Marvel, before we're a $10 billion company and we have a lot more power. You want to go and do this with us now while we're only a $1 or $2 billion company, and you could rework the already great terms you have. If I were Veve, I would go and do that. And if I were Marvel, I would be like, yeah, that's a really good idea. If they rework that agreement for like 20 years. I mean, if they did that with Paramore, I think Paramore had their contract for like, imagine signing like a 16-year-old. they had their contract for like 18 years, like a 20-year deal. It was nuts. Anywho, let's see what we got here. So that's one of the other things I want to talk about, which again I already did. Just it's an episode of what if. What if this happens? What if that happens? The worst case scenario is they go and say, we're just going to continue to release these things exclusively on Veve, the Marvel Mighties, the digital collectibles, and you know, that's it. And maybe they'll start promoting for us a little bit. That is worst case scenario. Best case scenario, though, they go in and anywhere on Disney Plus, on any of those shows, the QR code is going to be scanned, and maybe it goes back to Veve and you get a free comic. Or maybe you go and if you have a secret rare of any of these comics, you get voting rights in where the story goes in the next issue. Oh my God, this could be absolutely incredible. But again, just my opinion. That's just a theory. A Veve theory. Oh, I hate that Matt Pat's leaving. Matt Pat, from not Adventure Time, from Game Theory and Film Theory and all that. They had he's leaving in a couple months YouTube, and then you have what's his name, Rob Maurer from Tesla Daily. He's leaving YouTube as well. So it's a lot of big shoes to fill out there. So hopefully I can. I should start reporting on Tesla again to try to not fill that role, just so people have somebody else to listen to. Anyway, let's get to the comments here. Big A says first, what up? Connor says hello. Wes says third. You were third. Smarty Pants says, what's good, Randy? What's up, Smarty Pants? Truckin' Hank says, yo, yo, yo. I'm itchy. Omar Kasaji says, hi, Randy and Dashi. Hello, Omar. Mr. BC says, hi. When moon? I don't know. I would say by midsummer we moon, or start mooning. Like I said, I expect a lot of the catalysts to really start to happen in Q2. Maybe start in April, have another one in May, a couple in May, you know, and then stuff starts rolling. I would say by midsummer. The Unreal Chandy Revez says, hi, my imposter, and the imposter of Stashy the Silver Cat. Dashy's back. Omar says, X platform is accepting payments. That's why Doge went up. Ah, okay. Gardner says, my guy, keeping up the live streak. Yeah, I like to do what I can do when I can do it. Shankster says, let's go, Randy. Thanks for giving us amazing content, Shankster. So, how is it? Is this, are you a new dad, or Shankster, is this like your third kid and it's like, I've done it before? Are you holding your baby in your arms while you're watching me? Should I sing? Oh God, what should I sing? Should I not curse? Okay. Crashed on the floor when I moved in. Little bungalow. Sorry, I'm just singing to Shankster's baby there. Walrus King says, "Hi, Mike. Love the Dragon Ball Z deep dive yesterday." Yeah. That's one of the things that I just know intimately. I just know Dragon Ball Z super well. And again, it's a special place in my heart. I literally have a Dragon Ball Z tattoo. So yeah. Earth to Anubis, what up, man? How's it going? You do great work, Earth to Anubis. Prince Toby says, yo, for some reason, my live chat messages are getting deleted. There are somehow multiple of the same message. My apologies. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Tammy Hannah says, let's go, Randy. Tammy, you were working for like 2 weeks straight. Is that over? Are you done with that? You were putting the pedal to the metal, and you are not getting a lot of sleep. I hope you are resting and all that jazz. Hang on one second. Let me. Okay. My. So many messages. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling alright, baby. Hope you are. Meow. Meow. Okay. It's Village says, what do you think about Veve becoming a one-stop shop for reading and buying digital Marvel comics? That would be nice. Again, I don't know what Marvel's going to do with Marvel Unlimited. Like, how are they going to transfer all those users to Veve? That would be insane if they could. Be like, hey, just make a Veve app. How are you going to get these people to KYC? Some will. Some might not. I don't think there would be a section like, okay, well, you can still have all these comics that you have in your library, and just, I don't think they're just going to give those away as NFTs, and I don't think there would be a section on Veve that is, okay, here's the NFT section and here's the non-NFT section, to try to migrate from Marvel Unlimited, that's going to be very, very messy. I don't know what that's going to entail, but we'll see. Oh, also, before I forget, I'm going to go to the YouTube real quick. I'm going to find something. And then after I find it, it's going to be on my channel. I want to click on it and put the volume down. I'm going to ask everyone if they can smash that like button. Free way to help support the channel. Smash it. There you go. Okay. Here we go. What else we got? Expo says, just speculation with this Marvel X Veve event at SXSW. Yeah, that's kind of what I went over. Gabriel Druin says, hoping Veve switches gears this year and announces Veveverse games, new licenses, and exchanges. It won't take much to bring back thousands of users and switch sentiment. I mean, again, even if they deliver, well, they will, but, let's say they have phase 1 of Veveverse out in Q2, right? And then let's say they have a music vertical, and maybe anime comes later this year, but, let's say they do music first. Cool. They have an exchange, and then let's say they get, what else with it? MCP points to spend and bronze tickets to craft. If they get all of those things in Q2, that's great for the users that are here and the people that have OMI and they want more liquidity for OMI. That's great, but you really, really, really need demand for that token. And at first, when we get MCP points, everyone has hundreds of thousands of MCP points that they're just ready to use. So they don't need OMI for MCP points right now. And the bronze ticket the exclusive bronze tickets that we're getting in Q1, we're not going to be able to spend until Q2. So even if you have a bunch of OMI and you want to burn, you're not going to be able to, because it's only for people that had OMI on their apps in Q1. So I really don't think we're going to get a ton as far as OMI circulating supply burns until late Q2 or maybe early Q3. But again, this would be a great start. And that's why I don't really see the price of the token moving until like midsummer, like sometime probably in Q3. But again, we'll wait and see. Again, that narrative can change at any moment. That Hillary Duff song, "Fly." In a moment, everything can change. Same thing in real life. KCRY says, your knowledge of the characters are incredible. Um, there's a. I've been asked this before. Like, how do you know so much about pop culture and these movies and these shows? For the younger people out there, back in the 90s, most of us did not have computers. Like, we just didn't. We didn't go. I mean, some of us, we had dial up. I had dial up at my house. But you didn't have computers, you didn't have internet everywhere. You watched TV because that's all there was to do. Up until you were like a teenager, and then you go and get into trouble and stuff. But yeah, that's that's all you did. That's all we did. So helping out now. O'Milly T says, "Hello everyone. What's up, O'Milly?" Expo says, "What's good, O'Milly?" Sleepin' Comics says, "Randy, what's up, Sleepin'? I talked about you before and about how you said the best thing to do is get C and D tier comics before they get to tier B and A comics." Very, very smart. Prince Toby says, "Did you see that awful What If episode when Happy Hogan became a Purple Hulk? Reminded me of that goated movie, The Amazing Bulk." So I have never seen The Amazing Bulk. That sounds wild. But I did see that. I like that episode. I love the What If series. That What If series, it just finished season 2 last month. I think it ended like on Christmas or right before Christmas. And one of the Christmas episodes, I think that was episode 3 or 4. You have Kat Dennings coming back as Darcy. Forget her last name in the MCU, and she had appeared in Thor 1 2011 as an intern. And in the MCU, we're in like 2026. So this is like 15 years later. It's like, oh yeah, I've been to college for like 15 years now. Been an intern for 15 years. Like, she started that when she was in her early 20s, and now she's in like her mid 30s. So they do that joke, and they had have her singing a song about Steve Rogers. So I love her. She's like she's so funny. But then at the end, you have the other heroes coming in and they're fighting. I like those episodes. I like that episode too because it's Christmas, and like a lot of these guys don't really have families. The Avengers are their family, and this it's like it's cute. It's cool for someone that doesn't have a family. That's nice. Anyway, Gabriel Druin says, "What price are we thinking on the secondary for the Gondek Secret Rare?" Okay, Gondek Secret Rare. There's only going to be 16 of them, because out of the 20, Vivi's going to keep 1 through 4. I imagine Vivi's only actually going to keep the first 2. Matt Gondek might get number 4, and number 3 might be used for like a giveaway or something. But figuring 5 through 20, so you have 16 of these. The physical piece goes for 4 figures, so like 1,000, 2,000, a couple thousand. I would say that this goes for a couple $1,000s. I would say at least 2,000. But to be honest, like, there might not be that many sales, because what I think might happen is that the 16 people that get randomly lucky, you're gonna have, let's say, 25% of them that are just like, I am not selling this. And then you have some people that might not know what they have. I would say half of them might be looking to sell for the right price, but they're going to be like, oh, this is a, one of 16, and the Aston Martin last one that sold for 12,500. So this will sell for, let's say half of that, because it's double the price. So it's going to sell for $6,000, and $6,000 is a lot of money. I love Mac on Deck. Met him in person. He's a cool dude. We're bros. We spoken like once, but we're still bros. I think I have a picture with him and Brittany. but he's, I don't know, would you rather have that $6,000? Would you pay for that, or would you pay for 3 partner statues? Well, there's a lot of partner statues, but you know what I mean. Partner statue is almost like guaranteed to do a lot of good volume and revenue, and you're going to see that price really go high in the bull market. And obviously, scarcity right now is king on Veve, and it's going to be likely a couple thousand, but I don't know. And I guess the only reason the Aston Martin sold for 12,000 or 12,500 is because that's the only person that was willing to sell. If there was somebody else willing to sell for a decent price, then yes, you might see some more sales in the higher range. I do think you have 1 or 2 people might sell, like, I'll put it out here and see what we get, and somebody might just snipe it. You could have somebody poolside, and one sell for like 9,000 because somebody just has like, oh, 116, and they get FOMO and they snipe it, and then the next one sells for like 3,000, and the guy that spent 9,000 is like, oh, again, a poolsider could happen. Some people could just have it and just be like, I'll keep it for the MCP points, or keep it for the to flex. It is a big flex. If I got it, I don't know. I might have to sell it, because I mean I wouldn't sell it for like $500. I would see what other people are selling it for. That's the type of thing though that you might want to wait for a bull market, because right now, let's say you get $2,000, right? Let's say you get 2,000. I think in a bull market that goes for 10,000. And what other things are you gonna go and that's like guaranteed like 4 or 5x? And again, nothing's guaranteed, but even if you could sell it for 2,000, do you wait to the end of this calendar year and you sell it for 10,000? And I get it. Well, what could you do with that 2,000 now? Well, after you sell it and cash out, okay, let's say you have like 1,650 out of that. You use 1,200 to buy 2 million OMI, then you have $400 to have a nice dinner, and that's it. Like, I don't know. You can't really do a lot with $2,000. Or they could just spend that in the app, and they could get a partner statue, or they could get, a Todd Nariso, or they could get can't get a gold logo with. You can't get a gold logo with that. I don't think this sells for like 4. It might though. Who knows? You've had a lot of people spending a lot of money, and again, scarcity is key. This is going to be a big way to, swing your thing around. So who knows? Could be dead wrong. Prince always says, but still read those later. So read what later? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, Prince Toby. Read what? Gabriel Druin says, if I have it, I'm 100% selling for a Veve logo or a few Todds. Yeah, that's the other thing. You could go and even if you sell for 2,000, you can get like 3 Todds out of that. Get a Riso out of that partner statue. If I could sell it, God, for 5,000 or like that gold logo would look pretty sweet. But I already have 2, and I do want another one, but I just, haven't really worked in like 4 weeks. So I could probably go and, pad the bank account a little bit. I did tell David though, or I did not just, I like proclaimed it. I declared it. I was like, listen, if I become co-community manager, 25% of my salary would go back into the Veve and Akomi ecosystem. So, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't sell. Maybe I should do that. Say, as long as I'm co-community manager, I won't sell anything, or I won't cash out on Veve. I think that would be fun. That could be another incentive. Be like, guys, I have like $50,000 worth of stuff in my vault. It would behoove you to hire me to make sure I don't cash out. but we'll see. Rizzo's funny image. Check funny image. Oh, okay. These messages can be seen. Okay. Well, on the. Oh god, Prince Toby. Okay. Oh wow. Wow. Okay, you messaged a lot. Hang on. Oh, okay. Genocide of the Uchiha. Okay, we'll read that later. And have his whole. Oh, whoa. This is amazing fan art. This is beautiful. Why do I have spikes? Or are those muscles? I love it. You've made it to the Snapchat. We shall go to the camera roll. Yes, camera roll. And be like, oh god. We're gonna edit this. Fan art. Well. Okay, send to my story over on the Snapchat. I will not save that as a copy because I have the original saved. We should make that an NFT, Prince Toby. It's beautiful. Did I heart react that? Oh shoot, I accidentally pressed something I wasn't supposed to. Ooh, be open to that. Okay, great. Let me know the best date and time that works for y'all. I know the best date and time that works for y'all. All right, I might be interviewing someone or something cool here. I'll let y'all know. Please, I hope these messages can be seen. Yes, those messages can be seen. All right. One of the other things. Ooh. So Azza comments on the partners, or he comments on the. I wonder if Marvel has plans to do future comics like the Spider-Man one they did, but like mainly digital. Seems a lot cheaper to do. That is true. The amount of money that Marvel could save if they just went fully digital would be madness. It would be wild. It'd be so much easier. It'd be so much easier for people. What says all future Marvel comics dropping on VV, no more physicals. If manga did this, I'd buy them on a weekly chapter release. That's a good point. That is a good point. Much easier to buy digital than to drive to the store and buy physical. I know people are not going to like to see it, but that's the way the world's going. The way the world is going is a Bill Gardner saying, Randy got a live streak going. We're going streaking. We're going streaking. That's a reference to, I think, Old School. Yeah, all right. What's is nice? All right, but posts. Okay. That should be it. I do want to make the full hour, so I will go and talk for the next minute and a half, and then I'll bounce. I've been watching some Young Sheldon recently. That's a fun series. It's a fun thing to do. I had did some bike this morning, and then I did back and buys, but it's like my first week back, so I did light back and light biceps, but I still feel it though. So I've been eating some grilled chicken, some buttered toast, and some vitamin C so I don't get sick. I'll keep you all posted. Ooh, somebody followed me. Ooh, FanX fans followed me. Huzzah, FanX token. Ha 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 ha. These might be the people that I might go and FanX is. I haven't bought their token yet. Oh, would Wednesday work? I guess. Oh, early Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday would be okay. But I wouldn't be able to do it until, well, I guess Wednesday would be okay. How's, oh God, I really can't do mornings. Early is generally not good because I don't get back home until around 8-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What time usually works best for you? Okay, you're getting best for you. You guys are getting the how Chavez negotiates here. All right, so that is it. It's been an hour. I'm done. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye to Dashi. Bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Bye. Meow. I'm gonna put this in a video. Just the points that I was talking, the finer points I was talking about before. So if you see another video come out in like 12 hours, you don't need to watch it. Bye, guys. Meow, meow.